Yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mike the Ref Twitch stream, AEW Dynamite edition. And, of course, we always have to start in the middle of an ad. Ugh. Hey, everybody, how you doing today? It's March 22nd, 2023. It's going to be a hell of a day here. Some big news on the gaming front on our end. If you guys didn't check out our gaming channel, which I do recommend you do, which I just sent the link in the chat for you. Ha! Streamlabs is not treating me right here. Go figure. Anyway, check us out on YouTube. The link's down below. Luma from Amazon has just been released in Canada, so cloud gaming through Amazon Prime is now available to the masses here in Canada. And it's a hell of a positive thing going on here. Very positive day all the way around. Great to see everybody. By the way, hello once again. We got a great night of Dynamite coming up here. And I think one of the best things we could say right now is there's no real wrestling BS going on right now. There's some little rumor stories and whatnot, but for the most part, most of the wrestling BS isn't around right now, which I'm very happy about. So, like, no extra drama, no extra, it's Mania season. People just care about WrestleMania at this point. And I don't like the fact that AEW isn't exactly going balls to the wall here, trying to outdo WWE, because let's face it, they're not going to do it this week. This week or next week. Next week is just a wash, basically. Have some good matches, but there is no way you're going to be the highlight of the weekend. I think it's the easiest way to explain, but they got some good matches on. Just pulling up the old details on the phone here. Jon Moxley, Stu Grayson. Whoa!
One more for the good guys.
Dark Lexian. Good to see you here. Thank you for the follow, my friend. Appreciate it. Hope everything is well. We got Jon Moxley and Stu Grayson in a follow-up to that fight that they had last week. We got Toni Storm and Skye Blue. Skye Blue just coming off that AEW Dark match against local wrestler TFA, Taryn from Accounting. That Outcast feud seems to be growing a little bit, and we'll see how that goes. We got Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, and a returning Sting taking on Kip Sabian, the Butcher, and the Blade, which should be a nice way to get Sting back over once again. In a no DQ match, thanks to a loss by Matt Hardy, somewhat willingly to Stokely Hathaway, or to Hook, which ended up costing Stokely Hathaway this. A no DQ match between Hook and Stokely Hathaway. And I got a feeling we're going to get a debut of somebody new to join the firm, or just somebody in general about to take out this this whole matchup here. But and then in a dream match, we got Kenny Omega and El Hijo Del Vikingo, which, ironically enough, this show in Kansas City, this is where that match was supposed to happen in the first place. But because of the pandemic, it couldn't happen, and all of a sudden now they bring it back here, and they're going to run it here again. And this is going to be Kenny Omega's first singles match in 6 months. So, first singles match on AEW TV. Let me correct myself there. In about 6 months. So, this could be rather interesting. And then for the AEW Tag Team Championships, we got the Guns, the champions, taking on Darius and Dante Martin, Top Flight. So, who are also coming off an AEW Dark victory over a couple local guys. And two guys I think felt and looked the most comfortable in that in their match on Dark. That would be Sean Moore and Michael Allen Richard Clark, the longest name in professional wrestling. Absolutely great guys, great wrestlers, and yeah, absolutely over the moon with their performance. Everybody from Alberta Alberta, Saskatchewan that showed up on AEW Dark this week really stepped up, really did a great job. There are some that looked more comfortable than others. Shout out to Zoe Sager, who looked absolutely phenomenal against Emi Sakura. And yes, I do realize these are all in defeat, but at the same time, you can look good in defeat. You can look like you belong there. You look like you fit in. Sean Moore, Michael and Richard Clark, Zoe Sager in particular, they looked most comfortable in there. Same with Mo Jabari, the Bret Hart prospect, who was in the six-way match with the firm's Matt Hardy, Ethan Page, and Isaiah Cassidy. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do for the July 5th and July 12th shows in Edmonton and Saskatoon in terms of local talent they use for Dark. It's probably going to be a lot of the same people you saw there. Edmonton could have a little bit of a variance there. You could get a few more people out of RCW. You could get a few more people out of Top Talent Pro Wrestling. Ava Lawless looked great on Rampage as she was Taya Valkyrie's first match in AEW. As showing the... it's going to be interesting how they show the Road to Valhalla the way that it was there. Like the Road to Valhalla is the same as the Jaded, which is the same as the Gland Slam on top of everything else. But it's interesting how things show up here. As we're about 3 minutes away from the show tonight. But yeah, things are going absolutely stellar here on the wrestling front, on the gaming front. The gaming front, it has never been better right now for our gaming channel. And I'm just going to take a look at Streamlabs while we're holding things up here. But the numbers on the YouTube page are absolutely through the roof right now. So if you guys aren't following, at Backbreaker_gaming on our gaming channel and Backbreaker Video on our video channel. So definitely worth checking out. Yeah, they're all there. Stream Elements must be having a few issues with the tissues, so. We will have to see what's going on there. Let me try this one more time here. Nope, none of the, at least the alerts are coming through, but not the chat bots. So unfortunately, you guys aren't going to be getting a lot of promotion today, which I don't know. Maybe you guys think it might be a good thing here. But just to give you guys a heads up, we are raising money for the Canadian Red Cross throughout the month here. It's going to be highlighted this Saturday on what's being touted as Crossplay Day. At this time, I'm planning on WWE 2K23. Probably do a little GM mode for that night here. So go through the new GM mode, go through all the bells and whistles on that as well. Maybe go through an entire season. You guys as subscribers can help me out with the pairings, the characters, everything. Basically, you guys can help me draft and I'll figure things out. I'll find a way to screw things up eventually somewhere on there, but I did try the GM mode on 22 and it felt okay. I did a lot of auto booking as we went along just because it tends to carry itself to the same people once in a while, but as we're getting ready for Yield Dynamite here to show up here just in a few seconds. There we go. Once again, I just want to thank you guys for checking things out, guys and girls. Let me get the volume up here. So we're back to the original, the original introduction right now. And backstage. So everybody's leaving and Omega's going to be by himself? Okay, this is going to be an interesting story here. I would be too. I got to fill in the Blackpool Combat Club. If you're going to actually make them heels, that's a way to do it. Little things like that. All right, so we're opening up with a 6-man tag team match here on this week's episode of Dynamite. Oh yeah, trios match. I forgot this is AEW. Gotta love the paint on orange here. Look at this. You just decided to put an OC under his eyes. Kip, Butcher, and Blade as our opponents here. Sorry, trying to type and think, sometimes, with men, sometimes similar things like that don't work too well. This is going to be fun. Hey, Zodiac, how you doing, my friend? Hope everything's going well for you. I don't know if you saw the beginning of Dynamite there. They actually opened up with the Young Bucks getting escorted out of the building thanks to an attack pre-show. Says my sub ends today, but don't have an option to use my Prime sub. I believe you have to wait until the sub actually expires before you can redo with the Prime sub. So you'll just have to pop in next stream and just throw it on if you want. No pressure whatsoever. I appreciate everybody that comes in here, whether you're subbed or not. We're having a fun time here. The one thing I've been trying to ask, especially for today, for everyone, if you can, it's still not coming up. I hate that thing. Our gaming YouTube channel, if you aren't subscribed to it, please do so. The link's down below. We're on a big push right now, and we had some breaking news just a couple hours ago where Amazon Cloud Gaming has just been released in Canada today. Then as well, like I said, we are raising funds for the Canadian Red Cross. All the details are in the link to the bottom right, the little square thingy there. So, Stream Elements is not letting our alerts show up too well here, but... But yeah, when it comes to that Prime sub, usually you have to allow the one sub to expire before you can add it in. You can't resub with a Prime sub. I think it's the best way to put it. So Okay, so they're actually setting this up from a house show. That will be fun. I like the fact that they're incorporating some stuff that's been happening at the live events without actually showing you everything that goes on in the live events. I love that they have the one camera view for the live show or the house shows, and then, you know, they can film whatever in the back just to push it forward. But how's your week been, Zodiac? Like, I hope everything's going well. Everybody else in the chat, I hope everything's going well for you as well. And I'll be honest, last night I was supposed to stream some NHL 2K3, but I start checking out the World Baseball Classic final, and I thought about streaming late, but the way the weather's been here, it's actually been giving people migraines. Because we've actually jumped almost 20 degrees in the last 12 hours. From minus 10 to plus 10 here, so. Going good. Short week, had Monday off. Next week is short too, as I took Friday off for WrestleMania. Also took off the following Monday and Tuesday. Wow. I love when you could do that. This is probably the first year that I have not been able to take WrestleMania weekend off, or the whole week for that matter. I usually take it off like it's an actual holiday for me, but unfortunately work demands won't allow me to get the full week off, so I said to heck with it. Probably going to be a pretty light week for streaming next week. Might throw something in off on Sunday where we just sit back and relax and talk about Mania. Or else maybe throw some games in here, one or the other. Now, I know Monday is our monthly Twitch meetup, even though I haven't heard anything solid towards it, so all our streamers in Edmonton get together. There's a bunch of us that get together and we just chat about, you know, life and times and try to get a little camaraderie going and have some really expensive coffee and, you know. Jaeger, how the heck you doing, my friend? Bunny's been out for a while. That was that match with that match she had with Jamie Hayter. She had that injury in that match, and she's still been out since then. From what I heard, it was an ankle that went. Like, I don't know if you remember during our I don't know if you were here, but during the match with our watch-along, you even noticed that the match, they were looking probably give some extra time to Hayter and Bunny, but it just got, as soon as they went for a half and half suplex by Hayter, it literally turned into, let's go for the lariat and we're done. So I don't know anything formally, like exactly how long she's out or whatever, but I know that there was an injury there. I gotta love when Sting learns from Orange Cassidy. Oh, you remember that now? Okay, yeah. Don't worry. I've been forgetting stuff left, right, and center lately. I will say that I'd love to see the future here with Darby Allin and Kip Sabian. If we could get these guys in a consistent feud going on for a little while. Like, I know the main feud right now is with Sabian and Orange, but it almost looks like that would have been an easy landing for Darby there. Jeez. So we head to our first picture-in-picture break here. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. Been a lot of craziness going on around here. Like I said, the weather changes are insane, and the fact that I'm getting we're actually getting migraines because the pressure has been changing that drastically outside. We've been going from nearly -10 to, well, right now we're +10 outside currently. I got the door shut, so the temperature's been a little bit more regulated inside here today, but wow, it's getting beautiful in a hurry. I just want all that snow to melt, so then, my +10 will actually feel like +10. I know you guys are in other parts of the world here where, well, I know one of you in particular, you're in the middle of summer, or you're middle of fall right now, rather than spring, so. But, other than that, gaming news, we're 1 week away from MLB The Show. I believe people that bought the game get it on Friday, and those on Game Pass get it on Monday. If that's the case, Tuesday we'll be on here going through our first licks through it. And I want to see if I can get this Players logo, which is available in the merch store. I want to see if I'm able to get that on our actual jerseys this year for the Diamond Dynasty team. And the new merch should be in time for the first game. I just checked an update. I ordered it about a week ago, and it's on its way here from the States. So if you want to know which one I'm talking about, hit up our merch store. The links down below. Yes, I am a plug machine. I can't actually use the exclamation point stuff today because it seems to not be working. And I don't want to take the effort to contact Stream Elements about it right now. We got enough stuff going on during the show, so what are you guys looking forward to most tonight? Like, I know for me, it's going to be it's going to be watching Grayson get back into the ring here for me personally. I know he's going to job to Mox, but at the same time, and we're back to full picture, so I can turn the volume back on. It's so funny, no matter what match he's in, Darby's always the pin cushion in every match. He landed on his feet for a second. But, you gotta love Orange. He might go frantic, but he might go slow all at the same time. Just, like, it's amazing that you watch some people just seeing the different characters of who's going out now. And I actually got a chance to listen to Chris Jericho on Renee Paquette's podcast, or Renee Young's podcast. Sorry, Renee Paquette. Yeah, I got it right the first time. The fact that he couldn't figure out Orange Cassidy for a while, and then all of a sudden he gets how over he is, was just really amazing to me. But watched Rampage the other day. I think it was the Daddy Magic Cool Hand Ange match. They were a very empathetic tag before the ending. Then I wonder if it was a response to the match on Dynamite last week that ended without the right person being tagged in. The one thing you got to remember about Rampage, and we see it live on TV all the time, is the fact that Rampage typically is the third hour of television. And the fact that there is that much more wrestling going on in Rampage and Dynamite versus what you see on Raw, Fans are burnt out by that point, man. And if they know that you're not the main event, which he actually, now that I think about it, they were the main event, but they were taking on the Bollywood Boys, so you know who's winning. Like, if you would have got the Bollywood Boys to win, I think that might actually change a little bit about what people think about Rampage in a way. I love how Sting goes impervious when he gets the Scorpion Deathlock in. It's like, I could understand if it was a sleeper and he didn't want to break anything up, but Darby biting the hand, terrible. Yeah, Jaeger, I don't know if it's so much the I don't know if it's as much about about what happened during that tag match. I think it's more just the fact that they were burnt out and they knew who was going to win. Poor Sabian, taking everybody's big moves. That was funny. Sabian was about to drop, and all of a sudden, no, we're staying up here. We're getting this full pop out of this. All right, I'll give the points back. Fine. But it's a very good way to start off the night here, if you ask me. Yeah, Jaeger, if anybody doesn't know the format of what they do with the dual taping shows, they'll do Dark first, use the local competitors to warm the crowd up, then they'll do Dynamite, and then they'll do Rampage after that. Okay. Is this how they're going to do it? Is this how they're going to set up that... I really wonder if they're actually going to do... Here's a good question for you, Chad. I'll let you guys chime into this. They're showing it right now. The segment with the quote-unquote four pillars of AEW. Do they do a four-way match at Double or Nothing? Or do they do an elimination match during this time to set up a one-on-one going into... Oh, good. They screwed up the audio again. Yeah, there was a Brody King versus Daniel Garcia match on Rampage, which means they pulled double duty in a matter of a couple hours. Yeah. Well, Brody did... Oh, that's right. Garcia was... They were both in six-man tags, so I don't know if it's the worst thing in the world. But I wonder which way are they going to go? Do you think they're going to go with the determine a champion before they get into Double or Nothing, or come up with a challenger, before Double or Nothing, or do you think they're actually going to do the four-way? Because I can't see MJF wanting to do a four-way. That's what I'm thinking, Jaeger. That would be, in my opinion, that's about the optimum thing they could do. think a 4-way match is more interesting. I'm not gonna blame them for doing that, but it's almost like, why do we want to blow our, for lack of a better term, why do we want to blow our load on a match like that right away? Like, we got lots of time to have this one come up. Unless they're that worried about these people leaving. Like, I can see Tony Khan doing a lot of that kind of booking right now with going towards the end of the year, because a lot of the talents have contracts that are coming up in 2024, because the general contract, from what I believe in AEW, has been a 3-year setup for most people. And then they came up at the start of 2021, somewhere between 2 and 3 years. So 2021, 2024. So for the most part, there are quite a few contracts starting to come up now. But that's like every other business. You got to deal with these contracts as they come across. There might be a potential that the lead up to the 4-way match is usually good entertainment, but the 4-way match itself usually is not very fun to watch. All depends how they play it out. Like, if you're talking about a WWE 4-way match, and I only say that in the WWE style, the majority of the time it's 2 people out of the ring and 2 people fight, then 1 person leaves, or both people leave. The other 2 come in, or 1, depending on the situation. They have a one-on-one. And just until the ending, that's when you start getting your interaction with a few more people. But it's been very hard for them to come up with a formula where all 3 people can be actively involved in the match. Or all 3, or all 4, or all 5 in some cases. And I'm not saying that AEW's a little shy on that as well, but I do find that there's a little bit more creativity in AEW. Granted, creativity can lead to disaster as well, but at the same time, I'd rather see a good car crash than a route that I've seen 500 million times. Maybe that's just me, but when it comes to WWE, we seem to see that same formula time in and time out again on how to do multi-person matches. But in AEW, I'm not saying that they don't do it, they change it up all the time, but at least they change it up enough that you can actually feel that there might be a difference. Sort of like when Orange Cassidy did that pin during the commercial break way back in year 1 of Dynamite. Where, ironically enough, he pinned Kip Sabian. This feud that will not die. There will be a Darby/Sammy car crash moment for sure. That whole match is a car crash waiting to happen. I absolutely love this. This is something they should have had at the closing of last show. Like the show out in Winnipeg. Have a little promo explaining why we need to care about El Hijo Del Vikingo. Because unless you are one of those smart marks, yes, I use that term, but if you don't end up, if you don't explain to your crowd why they need to care about somebody, then and unfortunately I have to put them as the Guns, because the other term they will not allow me to put on the selector on Twitch. It's under one of those banned terms that we can't use for choices. All right, predictions are up on the board for you guys if you want. What the hell are those two wearing? Like, seriously, that is like... Is that like salmon color? All right, is it pink or is it salmon? That's what I want to know from you guys. Is it pink or is it salmon? I'm going to say salmon because the Acclaimed wear pink. Seems like a more of a flesh colored in a way as well. It's salmon. The crowd gets into it right away. I love it. Once again, like I said, Darius and Dante, like, it was a fun match watching them take on the Sask Boys. Sean Moore and Michael Allen Richard Clark on Dark this week. I actually got a chance to watch it this morning, finally. Monday, I didn't get home in time because I ended up having the stream, but... Man, these two are awesome. Like, I know Darius has had some real bad luck with injuries here in AEW, but if he can keep his health up, this could be... You know how you got your four pillars of the men's division? Darius and Dante should be one of those four pillars in the tag division going forward here. I really don't know about the... Like, the Guns have got the charisma. But I just don't know if... I don't know. To me, it's a little tough here. Is that a King of the Hill reference? If it is, it's dumb luck, because I'll be honest, I don't watch a lot of King of the Hill. I got a little upset with King of the Hill. We have one wrestler here. He's a local guy. He's an MPW. And I'm sure he's gotten better now. But when he came into the business, his ring name is Propane. Pro space Payne. And every time he came out, all we'd hear is King of the Hill references from people in the crowd. And I'm just like, wow, okay. Granted, most of the people either sound like Boomhauer or Hank Hill when they're out there. But, yes, I just healed out on an audience. What can I say? But it looks like all right, here, I got a question for you guys. And I know a lot of you guys are fans and member of the game here. And this is going back to his Purple Monkey Dishwasher show this week. If you've listened to it, you know. I'm not going to ask you for the number one, because Simpsons is number one. As far as I'm concerned, Simpsons will never be topped in terms of a 90s cartoon. But where do you go for number two? Do you go King of the Hill? Do you go Beavis and Butthead? Like, I don't know. Personally, to me, even though it only went 3 seasons, or McMurray from Letterkenny, the Canadian Boomhauer, don't show me. And I do believe that the producers of Letterkenny, or one of the companies that works with Letterkenny, is actually signed up earlier this week with AEW to help out with the promotion of the House Rules shows in Canada. So if that's the case, that is a big boon to AEW. It's better than having Jeff Jarrett try to promote your product for a while, because it will all be the same kind of promos the whole time. Sorry, just got a quick note. You know what, Frosty? Let's go in general. By the way, hi. Good to see you, my friend. Always great to see you here as well. After this match is done, I'll give you... you don't have to go in particular order, but I want to see what your number... Let's go 2 through 5. What you got? Now, if he's going to throw an uppercut, why would you even attempt that? Standing Spanish fly, I like that. Now, I have to say, I'm looking over these results here. From Dark this week, and it's so funny to watch Top Flight just have the little name, and then all of a sudden you got Mike Allen, Richard Clark, and Sean Moore with such the big names. Oh, that's new. Don't do it when a gun's right there. Well, that's how you clean that up. Except you missed. And he's hit the rope. And the cameraman gets clacked. Nice job, cameraman. Way to get in the way there. Now the Kingdom's out here? SpongeBob, Family Guy, South Park, Rick Morty. That's a solid list. Okay. And that ends that. Well, it looks like we got an ROH rivalry going on here. No, get the camera back on Maria. We'll take that here. But yeah, I could see that being a match at the pay-per-view on the 31st, so. And here comes FTR. Let's hope they don't make the same pause this time. Yeah, propane. Yeah, why would you cut the music? Your tights are more fit for that music than FTR is. Are you sure? Oh my God, really? Like, all right, we're going to get a little bit of a generic promo. That's fine. I love how Dax is just stand there. You're not saying a word. Nice. Oh, could this be the announcement where they break up? Now Dax is being serious. So, could this be the exit strategy for FTR? Okay, so if they're going to go back to the Fed, this could be the way to do it. I really hope it doesn't happen, but this is actually a smart way to get out of it, so. But this could be a way that FTR ends up going back to the Fed, which like I said, I really don't want to see. Oh, and there's Ava Lawless, local. She's the former Top Talent Wrestling champion. How the first quarter of Dynamite been tonight? It's been interesting. They had the story of the Young Bucks being attacked from behind and sent out an ambulance. We had Orange Cassidy once again team up with Darby and Sting to beat the Butcher, Blade, and Kip Sabian. And now we just had Top Flight lose out to the Guns for the tag team titles. Yeah, did you see? I said that I retweeted that out to them. I did see the response really quick. I was hoping they would. Did they retweet the art? Oh, they just liked the article. Okay. I was hoping that they'd retweet the. Oh my good. Heart of a lion and wisdom of an owl. Okay. Let me get this prediction up here. Because this could actually go one of two ways, because they're not allowed to have the firm out there, but they're allowed to have anybody else out there. Let me get it up for 20 minutes and go. Yeah, I'm actually really happy that you got that video out there, Crowder. Like I said, if we could... This would be a terrible first loss to Hook. It also depends on what happens because of it. If we get somebody that is going to make their debut off of it, could you imagine the kind of heat that that person would get on top of what Stokely would get? I get your point. It should be a slam dunk for Hook, but But realistically, who is he taking on that's, yeah. Goldberg debuts and costs Hook. No, you know what that screams to me? That's what that screams to me. That's like the perfect ECW finish, right? Oh, Stokely needs a mic. Hook's father might know something about a big debut breaking the undefeated streak of someone. Touche. I love this. He's got his doctor's note. Yeah, all right, now we know exactly how Wingstop. Nice. Oh, that was great. That was a great start. So Stokely is professionally trained. He's just never need to. Actually, whenever you get into wrestling, you should have a little bit of training behind you. Like, I'll remember, like, one of the people that was a very unheralded wrestler in the WWF way back when, Bobby Heenan. And Heenan had a very good point about being a manager. He would always say a manager should wrestle like a manager. It was very important always to wrestle like a manager when you're being in a manager role, right? So, is he getting a table? Oh, this is going to be interesting. Oh my God, the heavy metal special. It's funny, Matt Hardy is sort of smiling right now. Nice. Like, this isn't exactly like it's like you were saying, could you imagine Stokely being Hook's first loss in AEW? He's got to remind you exactly who he's talking about. Like, come on, man. We're not that inept. Well, some of us might be, but, you know. And yes, I do owe you guys some favorite cartoons here, but we'll do this after we're done watching this get beaten up here. A T-boat into the guardrail. Oh my God. Actually, that's probably more like that's actually more like hopping into a bad bed, right? Oh my God, Stokely kicked out. Stokely kicked out. Oy. Now the firm can come out all they want, so I'm assuming they'll probably show up here real quick. Look at Matt. I love this. I love this. You see, did you guys hear what Matt said there? You know, put contracts up on the line. Could this be a way that Matt gets out of having to deal with the firm? Because really, the firm that we have going right now probably should just be Paige, Big Bill, and Lee Moriarty. Okay, we got Adam Cole coming up next. All right, so I did mention we were talking earlier about 5 favorite cartoons. Since we were talking about The Simpsons and King of the Hill references and whatnot. Of course, I'm from the 80s, so Transformers is always going to be up there for me. The early part of The Simpsons. You got the Thundercats, absolutely. I'll throw that in my list. Ray and Stimpy was always a favorite of mine. Futurama better than Simpsons? I could see where you can go with that. It depends on what Simpsons you're looking at. If you're looking at the early Simpsons, that'd be more of a fight for me. But when you're talking about the later Simpsons, absolutely. Rocko's Modern Life, that's absolutely a good pick as well. I really didn't mind Cops. The cybernetic crime fighting time guys. I know my sister was absolutely hooked to Gem and the Holograms, so I got stuck watching it every day as well. That was an interesting time. Did I ever see Dino Riders? No, I think I've seen the video for the entrance of it, like the intro of it. But I've never actually seen the actual show, but Futurama and Simpsons had the same fall off later. That's fair, Dr. Wario. By the way, good to see you here, my friend. Once again, good to see everybody here, but yeah, for me, if you had to put a gun to my head and say what was absolutely number one for me, it always was, and I think it always will be, Transformers for me. They only lasted 3 full seasons. TMNT, the real Ghostbusters, yeah, we can go with those as well. The Ghostbusters one, that was a hell of a lot of fun to watch. TMNT, yeah, definitely a solid pick as well. Man, back then, the cartoons were so much better than what they got today, I feel. We got a lot of different variations on stuff. You got a lot of anime stuff going on now. But it's like I picked up that Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl when we had it. Half those characters, I'm like, well, what is this? Ha! So, Jagger, just for a laugh, Butthead and Beavis and Butthead got held up for bullying, according to my Automod. So, just in case you're ever wondering what's going on. South Park, King of the Hill, Family Guy, Simpsons, Beavis and Butthead. Not a knock on Simpsons. I didn't watch this. Yeah. It's one of the few that I got a chance to watch consistently during that time. I like Mission Hill and the Undergrads. Hey, that actually, I've heard a lot of good things about them. Like, during that time, it was pretty much either sports or cartoons for me, so I never got a chance to see either one of those. But if we're talking more kid-friendly cartoons, Thundercats, Silverhawks, TMNT, go Pro freaking Stars. There we go. Let's get a goal horn out for that. Wayne Gretzky into a cartoon. Like, seriously. That was Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan, and Wayne Gretzky in a cartoon, if I do remember right. So, Adam Cole has been going... When do you guys think you're going to get our first match with him? Like, next week is the debut of All Access, right? Like, I really do hope that they end up getting the first feud out of the way, and the first match here got to come up soon, I think. Mumra and Monstar were two of the best, well-designed looking villains. Absolutely. Mumra. Absolutely fantastic villain there. So, I didn't even... Batman and X-Men. I gotta blow a whistle on myself on that because I didn't remember that. They announced it on Rampage. He's in ring next. Okay. Well, he is in the ring technically right now. But Dragon Ball Z, yeah, that'd be fun. I love this promo here. All right, so next Wednesday. That's as a kid, I probably shouldn't be saying South Park. Really? Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole. What is that outfit he's wearing? Oh my God. Oh my goodness. This is going to be a slapper of a match. I'll give you that, Zodiac. I love this crowd. Really? I don't know about that, but, maybe we'll go with it. We'll see what happens here. Oh God! Look at the list we got going on here. One night we might just have to sit down here and just. There's a video I want to check out. Maybe we'll do it on stream here of all the favorite, all my favorite cartoons and whatnot. Even after we dropped that ROH belt, I just assumed Garcia would transition to ROH. They've still been using guys in both, which really upsets me, but at the same time, if he's put in a good position. I love that list, Darth Mick, by the way. Gummy Bears might be the greatest cartoon theme song. Hell, it could even be the Care Bears could have it too. My Little Pony. Like, I know we're guy-centric, but, some of the others, Or are they doing the Karrion Kross thing? They did the Karrion Kross thing! As a man of a 39-year-old, there are times when the song gets stuck in my head. Yeah. They actually pulled out the Karrion Kross section of a promo there. That was hilarious. Okay. I love that look on Garcia's face. It's like, oh shit. Did I step in something here? Oh, this is something I'm looking forward to. Oh, I really hope they set up Cole to beat up MJF for the title eventually. And I still love the look on Garcia. Ever since the challenge was put out, Garcia just looks totally uncomfortable. Don't screw up the feed. You screwed up the feed. It went green. For the top line of the promo. There's a YouTuber, his name is Leo, but his channel is Frog Leap Studios. Every Friday he releases a new metal cover of a song he did. Oh, nice. Is Garcia a pillar? Right now, my opinion, he is one of the future players in AEW. I think he, if you had to set it up for him right now, for right now, I wouldn't actually. Okay. Oh, hi, Mr. Krabs. Ah, yes. I forgot about that. Thank you for bringing that back up, Zodiac. I appreciate it. I'm going to give you the rim shot and the gold coin. So is Vikingo a one-time thing or no? It is. It was actually meant as a longer time thing, but unfortunately, due to the pandemic, it wasn't able to happen the first time. Like, he was supposed to be up for, I think, 2 or 3 shows. So this will be a one-time thing, I do believe. It was also supposed to be with for the AAA Championship, the Mega Championship, as it's called. But I hope the way they're playing up this storyline might actually help have that match happen again. So, also like the angle with Callis, Corey, and Takeshita. Absolutely. I could almost see Callis moving on from Omega onto Takeshita. Takeshita, sorry. I keep saying that the wrong way all the time. My bad. But Don Callis, Mr. Krabs, yes, he's still wearing the lovely... Which promotion is Vikingo with currently? I do believe it's AAA. I think he's still with them. I don't know a free agent status right now, to be perfectly honest with you, so... So if you guys didn't get a chance earlier today, I just want to give a plug out to Evil Uno here, who is going to be out here next month. If you got a chance to check out the AEW Games Twitch account, I'm pretty sure it's going to be in the VODs, or else it's going to be on the YouTube channel for them. Evil Uno and Adam Cole actually went through their favorite games by decade. It was actually a really interesting pick. You can find out that yeah. Twitter decided to send out an automatic tweet on me. Okay. That's interesting, but that's okay. We can live with that. But it's interesting to see Evil Uno is more of a Nintendo kid, while Adam Cole is more of a PlayStation kid. But I'd love to see Grayson pull off a victory here, to be perfectly honest. While I don't expect it, I'd still love to see it. Just for the fact that he's been gone for so long, and it's... From what they said, it's mainly been visa issues. Sorry, a few hiccups there. But it's been a very awkward... It was a very jerk-based build onto this. Because, yeah, literally they went out of nowhere from... They went from that Adam Page, Jon Moxley feud right into this one. Like, do not pass go, do not collect $200 kind of thing, right? Sega and PlayStation reviewed as the rich kid games when I grew up. We were in such a rural area, it was hard to find anything but Nintendo. And for me, I grew up on the Genesis. That's the system that I got originally. I had to rent out a Super Nintendo whenever I wanted to play it. So, sort of ended up being sort of the opposite up here from what I found. And that was more of the consensus thoughts on Streets of Rage 2. Well, I don't know how much more I can say compared to what it's been said. It's one of the best brawlers ever. Like, Streets of Rage 4 is sent it to an all-new level, but Streets of Rage 2, like, I wouldn't mind getting into it a little bit on stream here. I do have the Genesis controller for the Switch, so it would be fun to get a few rounds in on that, but what's your thoughts on that, Zodiac? Like, for me, it was one of the best brawlers ever. Even though I was more of an arcade Double Dragon kid, literally putting in my quarters and wasting them that way. What about the new WWE game? Well, I tried the Superstar mode. If you guys were here on Saturday, I actually put it through its original paces. I'm not a real fan of timing-based games, even though I loved Hi-Fi Rush. A timing-based game in my wrestling game I wasn't getting a good feel for it. Like, we're still going to play it again. Like, we're coming up on, just remember, on Saturday night, we are going to be playing some WWE 2K23 as we're raising funds for the Canadian Red Cross. The logo in the bottom right-hand corner and the QR code will direct you to everything you need to know about it. But I think on Saturday we might be a little more focused on the GM mode. I love that in my game. I like the universe mode. And just so you guys know, with being a subscriber, if you do have the 2K23 game and you create yourself as a wrestler, if you want to send it over to me, I'm starting an eFed here. Probably going to say after Double or Nothing, where we're actually going to have weekly shows here with matches between some of the subscribers and some of the local wrestlers around here. And sort of like an artificial thing. We're not going to do much, like, we'll put prediction points up, of course, but it's all going to be live recorded here, and then we'll end up doing the I'll put everything nicely together for a YouTube video. So, Bayou Billy greater than Streets of Rage. I was never a fan of Bayou Billy. I'll be straight up with that. I'm sorry. You can boo me all you want, which I don't mind. But Streets of Rage 2, like, that's one of those games you can just keep going back on over and over and over again. And that's what I like about a game, is the fact that even though you know the ending, you can go back and play it and still enjoy it. Sort of like why we did our Legend of Zelda Link to the Past run here. But yeah, I will say this right now. Personally, I prefer Retromania Wrestling to 2K23 in terms of playstyle. Just joking about it being better, though. I'm still... Yeah, oh. Sorry, Darth Mick, I'm getting my conversations backwards here. Yeah, that's a clipable moment, I know. Nice! Grayson knows how to go. And Moxley's like, yeah. And Moxley's looking at everything. He's like, you idiot. Because now Moxley's going to take advantage of... Moxley's got to shoot the bird every match. Stu going back up to the top. Could we get an upset here? He didn't even do the full cover. He just lifted the leg and sat there on the side. You're supposed to sit on the guy when you do that. Is he going for the burning hammer? Into the bulldog choke. That was a hell of a counter. Tried to go for a sleeper, couldn't get it. Nah, Grayson's going to get out of it. He's done. This ain't going to last long. Whatever you're going to do it. Okay, that's inventive. And a lot of trust between wrestlers on that one. Holy crap, that was a nice move by Grayson. Oh, not perfect. Moxley sell there. That was pretty amazing. Oh, I guess, yeah, just the automated message that Twitter sent out, by the way. Today is 14 years for me on Twitter. Man, I'm getting old. Oh, wait, Moxley can't lose yet. He's not bleeding yet. Okay. And see, that's how you cover a guy when you're doing that. I love the fact that the Dark Order is smart enough to get into the ring as soon as the pin. I believe it was 2007 when it came up, so Twitter, I think I was, or 2011, and I was in 2014. I can't remember the math I'm doing here. It's 23 minus 14, which would have been 2009. I was in there, so. I like this. I like this. All right. Well, Jaeger asking, has Claudio ever been heel before? I believe he was. It was way back when he was in ROH. I do believe when he was part of the Kings of Wrestling with Chris Hero. He was actually a heel at that point, so I'm gonna imagine, just based on the two personalities, that Shane Hagendorn and Chris Hero would be the two guys that would lead up that faction in terms of the talking parts of it, and Claudio would be just the badass of the whole bunch. But, yeah, I do believe he has been a heel before. But, yeah, he does look uncomfortable with it. Just for the fact that I don't know if the Blackpool Combat Club is supposed to be totally a heel faction. It's almost as bad as what we see out of the Outcasts here. Like, Paige just looks so, I don't want to say unnatural, but she looks rather preoccupied with that. Like, that whole faction there trying to use the old Basically, they're going back to 2010's WWE, which actually really upsets me in some ways that they're doing it like that. Like, they're one step away from pulling out the Piggy James gimmick, if you ask me. And you can imagine how well that'll fly over in 2023. And this women's division is having enough of a time to try to stay together in one piece here right now. But one person I'm really enjoying their gimmick right now is Athena in ROH. She's playing off that match with Jody Threat just a few months ago on Dark there, back when they were in Toronto for that, where it actually looked like a shoot fight. And people were like, hey, you guys got to take it easier a little bit on each other. And they're like, no, we're fine. And now Athena's just basically beating the crap out of anybody that goes near her. And I love that kind of gimmick where it's just straight up. On the other hand, Britt seems to be transitioning into a face better than Hayter has. I think Hayter in many ways is more of a... should be more of a Stone Cold kind of face more than what a Britt Baker would be, because Britt's got more of the... let's just face it, Britt has charisma for decades. Not just days, not just weeks, not just months. She's got charisma for decades right now. It is... it's easily apparent why they made Britt Baker the first female signing in AEW. And for me, she is definitely one of the pillars of AEW. Oh, God. Oh, God. Is this on my TV? She can go either way with these. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Can we just get this off my screen? Okay. Hobbs against Penta. That'll be a hell of a lot of fun as well. Maybe this wouldn't suck if they weren't always jobbing. Yeah, like, it's like they have their own little... they found their one guy that wins, so they're all just trying to get over him completely right now. Like, to me, that's the part that frustrates me the most, is the fact that you have one winner and a bunch of losers. Skye's got that look on her face of, yep, I'm losing again. And Skye Blue had a hell of a match with Taryn from Accounting here on AEW Dark on Monday. I feel bad for Paul White and Magic Mike for not knowing TFA's name, because they were just trying not to imagine what it really meant. Because, let's face it, those three words... Interesting ring gear on Toni here. Like she's got the fighter's jacket on or something. Okay. And they're going with the green gimmick again.
But I'm better
Whoa.
than you. And you know it.
Zodiac. You got it going. Atta boy. I like that. I like that. Appreciate it. 13-month streak. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Like, I can't believe it's been over a year we've been doing this here. Like, this is just, yeah. I am humbled every time we get a subscription in here, whether it's Prime, whether it's paid, whether it's gifted. I'm. You guys like me. You really, really like me. All right, I'll stop it now. Sorry. But seriously, thank you, Zodiac. I do appreciate it. Sorry, you got me thrown away for I'm near. But I really wish they would set something up here for these women that, you know, these outcasts don't win every week. Like, we see enough on Dark where these wrestlers ended up, where you have certain wrestlers that are certainly jobbing out. I think Saraya's getting a little bit more used to being a heel, but the fact that, you know, just keep the mic out of her and just make things simple. I think that's the biggest thing with a lot of these women involved here. Just keep it simple. The more complicated you make it for people that aren't used to promos, oh God, here we go. All right, here we go. Picture time once again. So, I'm hoping this sets up for something decent at the pay-per-view between all parties involved. I know that it's funny, that talk about blood and guts for the women, it sort of went up and then it just died right back down again. It's sort of like it's something we expected to happen, but then all of a sudden now they're starting to get a BCC versus Elite feel to it right now, and it's a little weird. It's a little all over the place. So, chat, let me know, which one would you prefer to see? Would you like to see a women's blood and guts match based on this feud right now? I know we don't have all the pieces put together yet. Or would you prefer seeing the men's blood and guts between the Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite with some extra pieces thrown in as well there? I don't know. To me, as long as they could get the right pieces put in, I'd prefer the women's. But Dr. Wara, you'd say the men's? Why not both? Best way to put it, why not both? They could have an entire show with that, right? I want a women's stadium stampede. That would be very smart, Zodiac. I appreciate that one. Start the show with one, end with one. Darthwick, if they were going to do that, they would pretty much have the entire show be blood and guts, which I could see why they wouldn't do it. I could totally get the idea of having two of those at the same time. That would be great. But the problem is, if you have two of those matches, your crowd has to be at a certain level for the entire show. You usually typically want to give them a chance to breathe, go take a little bathroom break, whatever. I forget, Tony is known for 13-hour pay-per-views. I get it. But he also, as long as much as he has the long pay-per-views, Blood and Guts is always done on a Dynamite spot. It's not done on, it hasn't been done at a pay-per-view yet. Could they do it at a pay-per-view? Absolutely. This last pay-per-view, I have to give him credit. The time was down quite a bit compared to what we had over the previous few, right? It very well could be the point where Tony Khan's starting to see a trend here and starting to figure out that, yeah, this crowd cannot handle an overly number of matches, right? 16 trios, blood and guts match for the belts. Yeah, let's just throw everybody in the ring and see what happens. 6 times 3, 18 people. That match is meant for 10. Why not? Let's just throw everybody in there and say to hell with it. It's like, you get a spot, and you get a spot. Oh. Like to see a woman's blood and guts. I really want this Outcast angle to work, but I'm worried it's going to lose you soon. Yeah, it's like they're in this mode of, this is the problem right now. They're in the mode of they do the same thing every week. And they're trying to be the NWO of the women's division here in AEW. And the problem is the NWO did not work after a while because all they did was the same thing over and over again. Like, either we get to the blood and guts match or we get one of these three winning the title. My preference would be Saraya, just for the fact that Saraya can act like that final boss where Tony and Ruby can be the underbosses. Oh, that was interesting. Wow. She got it. Yeah, here we go. Distraction finish 1? Nope. We almost got it. We almost got it. And Skye just looked... That was just not good. That was not a good look. If she doesn't move out of this one, it's going to be a very... her look into the corner there just... Cameraman screwed up. I'm not going to blame Skye Blue totally for that, but a lot more competitive than I thought it would be. Let's put it that way. Now we're doing the same damn thing again. They're going to spray paint her. There's going to be interruption by somebody. Real with some pipe. So they've basically taken Hayter and Baker out of this right now, or have they? But I like to see that Rio's on our TV a little bit more consistently now. I know Shadow to Cloud should be happy about that as well. No, they got to do the old trope as well, so. All right, so Rampage on a special time on Saturday, which is actually pretty smart. If you guys don't know, if you're not from the States or from North America, the NCAA basketball championships are going on right now, and there's going to be a ton of matches on Thursday and Friday. That's why I'm probably going to stream probably a little bit earlier tomorrow with Bayonetta, trying to wrap that up. Also, I want to make sure I have the time to wrap it up, but at the same time, I want to make sure that I get as many of these games as I can get. But Friday, they're going to be running right from probably noon till midnight, for the most part. Or noon till 10, I guess, best way to put it. So they announced the Garcia-Cole match, and that's about it, which actually is pretty smart if you ask me. Just, oh, here we go. All right, I'll get the prediction up right away. We got half an hour here, and they're gonna put on an. Sit down, get your popcorn ready. Uh-oh. Like, what the hell is this? I hope that the Brody King versus Hager match has a spot where Brody puts on Hager's hat and then Hager takes Julia's hat and puts it on. That would be hilarious. And it wouldn't surprise me that they do it something like that. But what the hell? Like, sorry, I want to throw it back here one sec for what just happened there. Why does the BCC continue to go after the Dark Order like this? Like, you've beaten them every time, then you beat them up after? What, is this to get Paige to do another match with Moxley or something? Or, like, I don't see a decent endgame out of this. That's the part that frustrates me right now. As we're going along here, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, can somebody please let me know why, other than the fact that these guys want to be bullies? Because they can. If they don't want to beat down, then do something about it. I guess. Darth, you got the best response they're probably going to get out of that, because hell, that's probably the biggest thing you bring up right now is the fact that they're bullies. And it's funny how the Outcasts and the BCC are almost doing the same thing, but by different means. Because the Outcasts are actually beating everybody and then they're spray painting everyone. The BCC are beating everybody up and then they're beating them up after the match as well. Think it's a way to reestablish the Dark Order? I sure as hell hope so. Because something needs to be... The Dark Order are good wrestlers, and they just need to be... I'm glad they're getting the spotlight. Don't get me wrong whatsoever here. But at the same time, this needs to lead to something. And it just seems like everything's in a real holding pattern here. Are there any free agents out there that could join Dark Order like with Brody Lee? Nobody off the top of my head, but there is a couple situations we got to remember here. Number one, we got we're in a position here right now, right after Mania, where there's probably going to be a few cuts. Because right after Mania, that's where they're going to try and trim things up for a quote-unquote sale that might be happening. You're going to have your call-ups and whatnot. And nobody really knows what's going on with Bray Wyatt, right? they say it was just an illness, which would not surprise me, because what if they did because I know during the time when they said COVID, they were not allowed to say sorry, let me get this typed in here. Yeah, whenever they talked about, well, at least I can leave this up for the full 20, because we got 20 minutes left in the show here. So, predictions up for the main event. And literally, this could go either way. I am, especially with that beatdown that happened at the beginning of the show, this literally could go either way. But, oh, yeah, here we go. Roberts has a huge piece of paper he's got to read off of. God bless Justin Roberts for that. Surprised they didn't bring out the cleaner dancers tonight. Yeah, I think that deserved that. Don't. I'll see you there. That with all that stuff going on there, I could see the little bit of noise could have used there. But now Omega has a built-in excuse. And you wonder if Callis is actually going to stay there. Oh, here we go. Vikingo is not fooling around. So who's behind the attacks? Well, last week they had a confrontation with the BCC, right? Because the BCC was going to attack Paige, and it ended up the Elite were the ones that ended up stopping the attacks, right, from behind, or that scene to close out Dynamite that we didn't get to see the finish of. I would love to see somebody brand new come out and be the ones that are responsible for that, just to throw it out there randomly. I think it's a hidden person or a new faction, maybe. It could be the House of Black, for all we know. But I will say this, Darth Mick, and I know I've mentioned it on here before. When you're doing bookings, sometimes it's Jesus! All right. Jesus, the Meteora through the ropes. My God. Folks, get your DVRs out. If you aren't recording this, I'd suggest you should, just for the fact you watch this later. shooting star off the apron. And that just seems like a tame move after the other two. Like, that's the amazing part out of this. That seems tame compared to what we've seen before. Might as well just throw that out there already, because we know we're going to get a lot of this going on. Just a little bit of craziness going on. Springboard 450, which he overshot Omega and landed right on his ribs. Oh my. And just think, folks, we got 20 minutes of this going on, so. And the thing about AAA matches, they usually don't slow down a whole lot. I don't watch a lot of AAA. I just physically don't have time to watch a lot of it, but when I do, it's just bang, 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 action, 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 action. So, Darthvic, if you think it's a hidden person or a new faction, who do you think it's going to be? Might as well get your prediction correct right now. They pull it all out like that. Nice backbreaker. Watch it be somebody like the Firm that comes out and does it. Switchblade, Hangman, Takeshita. That would be okay. Well, Hangman went to the hospital with the Bucks, so I don't see that happening. But the fact Takeshita and Switchblade, that would be interesting. If that happens, I'm all in. Because you got that natural rivalry with Jay White and Kenny Omega based on, you know, the lineage of Bullet Club. And Takeshita, that just means Don Callis just flips sides here. And he has been, like, take the stuff aside with Takeshita. With Callis, he has been a little bit more speaking for Omega instead of with Omega over the last few weeks. So, for me, that actually makes a lot of sense. So we hit our last picture here, hopefully of the night. We're at 1:45, so you never know. They might throw another one in here. Hangman can't rely on the Dark Order to protect him. He doesn't trust the Elite fully. That is a good story. Like, I appreciate that. Like I said, the only thing that worries me about that entire storyline is the fact that Hangman went to the hospital. Unless he leaves the hospital and comes back, which very well could happen. Don't get me wrong. I totally think that could happen. Could you imagine it being Conan leading some AAA stars out here? Especially after they announced that Conan will be doing the induction of Rey Mysterio into the WWE Hall of Fame there at WrestleMania weekend. That would set things off rather well, I find. Unless it's a front, keeping up appearances, they don't have to reveal it all tonight. Even if Jay White comes out by himself tonight, then it still can work. Fair enough. Hangman can be the last man he can be like the third man that shows up after. Could you imagine that Switchblade Hangman Takeshita faction taking on the Elite? Like, I'm getting goosebumps thinking of matchups you could do on there. And I know Takeshita's been getting some work down in ROH, but I haven't seen a lot out of that, right? BCC versus that group. Well, the BCC versus either group, really. Because you got the BCC versus the Elite all lined up as well. With that history between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. And I'm sure the Bucks with Claudio and Yuta. Like, I like Claudio and Yuta as a tag team for the fact that, neither one of them, have the vocal contemporariness. Yes, I just made up a random word right there, but we talked about it earlier. Claudio just doesn't fit the role of a heel a whole lot well by himself. The thing about Claudio is he's good muscle. He always has been. He always will be. And don't get me wrong. As he's a face, he has a hell of a lot of charisma. Like, hell, you can even see the natural charisma. Oh, nice takedown. You could just see the natural charisma come out in Claudio with. Sorry, I see this stuff on the apron. I'm just like, this is not going to be good. You can see the natural charisma, whether it's just in real life or if it's, whether he's in the ring, right? And I say real life as in what? Oh no. Oh. I thought he was going to monkey flip him right on the table. Could you imagine that monkey flip? Now all of a sudden you went from a few trios teams to Dark Order, Elite, House of Black, Death Triangle, BCC, New Group, JAS. Each with a guy that holds a single belt tag. But they do have to work on getting their tag division together a little better. But I like your thinking. Like, the trios division has really lined up really well. But you don't want to burn out those matches too quick because you want to make sure that the House of Black gets a nice time on. Oh, nice reversal. Is this going to... Yep, this is going to follow the rule. Well, there goes the mask. Jesus! My God! Folks, I haven't seen Vikingo before. This makes me want to watch AAA. This is why you bring a AAA wrestler onto AEW Dynamite, onto regular television. If you're AAA, you get him into a main event, and he nails it like this. This makes you want to go find more AAA matches. And here comes the crowd. I feel sorry for those Rampage guys after this. Canadian Destroyer off the top. Come on, let's go. Why do we see something stupid coming up here? What in the hell? Don't tell me we're going to do Blonde Bombshell. Oh my God. Oh my God. Got split. Absolutely savage. This is freaking nuts. Jesus. We still got 10 minutes of this. This is freaking insane. By the way, good to see you here, Savage, tonight. JP, hope you're doing well. This is insane. But like I said, this is absolutely the reason that you allow a AAA wrestler to come wrestle on AEW Dynamite. I don't care if Vikingo wins or loses. This makes me want to watch. Oh my God. Phoenix and Vikingo, like, you never know. That could be a mid-card match down in AAA for all we know. Oh, he went for it again. Powerbomb needs. Oh my God, that V trigger was stiff. Jesus. We need this dude to become all elite. Honestly, Darth Mick, I would love to see him stay in AAA and see Omega go down there. This is where Forbidden Door comes in. Like right now, it's New Japan and AEW, right? For Forbidden Door, which by the way is pretty much sold out without a match being announced yet. But who says that AEW can't do it at other places as well? This is a thing we've been talking about with WWE for years. If they would get a chance to go work with New Japan. If they get a chance to work with AAA. If they would get a chance to work with OTT. Work with Progress. Work with these promotions that are considered some of the top promotions in the world. Boom! Wow! That was a Van Dam-like bounce off that. Like, that was... Ah! Holy hell, what are they going to do to top this? Seriously. Oh, 6 freaking 30 through the table. Wow. You're sending somebody to impress a company, impress a crowd, impress the fans, somebody to attract you to your promotion. This is how you do it. Vikingo, I guarantee you, has bought AAA a ton of sales to their next pay-per-view. Because people, I guarantee you right now, if they aren't doing it right now, they're going to do it right after. They're going to be typing in AAA and finding out when the next big show is. And this is how you sell tickets. This is how you sell your promotion in other promotions. This is how AEW is advancing the bar that much further now. This is freaking amazing. Oh, man. Expect that to be a short coming up soon here, by the way. Oh, man, what a match. I'm losing my voice. I'm getting fired up by this. Seriously, this is absolutely insane tonight. I'm surprised both these guys aren't dead, let alone not rising here right now. This also proves another very valid point. No matter what's going on, Omega can pull a match out of his ass anywhere here. And when he's given somebody who can work like this, like...
One more for the good guys.
2v2D Cool. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Appreciate it a lot, my friend. Glad to see you're along here. This match is legendary. This match should be replayed for a very long time. If you want to show fans what wrestling is all about and how wrestling can be exciting, you don't show them those stupid hardcore matches. You show, oh my God, what a bounce. Did you see the bounce of Vikingo after he landed on that mat? Like, I swear, that was like a 4-inch bounce. Oh, and here it comes. The most protected move in wrestling. Wow. This Vikingo guy is amazing. Never heard of him. Like, he's been the mega champion in AAA. It's like I was saying just before you followed there. This is how you sell AAA to the common stage in North America. In America, in Canada. You get your top wrestlers, you put them on this show against some of the best, and you show stuff like this. Like, this was freaking amazing. And now we're going to know who the attacker was because Shivani's coming out in the ring. Wow, this was just freaking... Oh my... And here comes... I told you. And Callis is just walking outside casually. Like, Callis, get it. Find someone. Help. Unless you're going to get somebody out here to cover this up here. This is a real shitty way to end this. Now I'm sad. Wait. They're doing the Austin bit. They're doing the Austin bit. Adam Page is now fulfilling the role of Steve Austin. And Claudio's like, no, screw this. I'm just going to keep hitting smart. Boom, 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 boom. So he's got to hit the button. Don't forget, we got to hit that button. We realized there's a button in the back that you have to hit for your music to come off. See, there it is. He hit the button. Glass shatters. Da-da, da-da, da-da. Da-da, well, I guess if you got a 2x4, it might be a good idea to leave. Watch him hit Callis. Please hit Callis. Oh, it's got nails in it. Callis, be careful. You got Hacksaw Adam Page. Oh! Oh, no. Oh, no, no. Callis is pulling this shit. Callis has pulled this shit again. What is Cal... Really? They're throwing that layer onto this now, too? As we see, Dynamite go off the air. All right, well, I'm not going to let that spoil this night. Exactly, Zodiac. I don't believe Kenny would think that. And I really hope that they don't play up the I don't watch the show, so I'm not going to believe this crap. I hope they play up the fact that Don actually pulled this and they get to this sooner. Because there is a possibility you could be... Darth, you might get the layers here. You like the layers, and I get it. Like, I love the layers. I love intricate storytelling. Trust me, I would rather watch a 10-layer show, a 10-layer storyline of different things adding up over and over again than watch Moxley bleed. Oh my God, they finally got the alerts working. The chatbot finally decided to pull its head out of its ass and started working. There, let's see if that works. There we go, that works too. Hell yeah. Sorry. A little frustrated that didn't work all show. Anyway, tonight's Dynamite, you start with a good impression, you have a good story. Have a good night, Zodiac. We're going to wrap things up here right away, and I think HPC's on tonight. Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots should be on tonight if they're back on Wednesday. If not, we'll find a good place for you guys. It's been a great start with the Orange Cassidy, Sting, Darby against Kip, Butcher, and Blade. Good active start. You have Orange Cassidy continue your streak of being there. One of these teams could do a face House of Black, lights out attack as well. Absolutely. There are so many ways we could go with that main event. And this is how you, I love the main event. I love how they could do the storyline, but it almost feels like they cut away from the end of the match. Like, as soon as the victory was done, they had to push themselves right into that storyline. And I would love to let the adulation for both these guys for such a fantastic match breathe a little more. Let it breathe, let it simmer, let it enjoy itself. The fans really enjoyed this match, but no, we got to shove it right into this storyline. And don't get me wrong, I love me a good storyline. But at the same time, let's enjoy the damn match, because I swear to God, somebody turns that TV off 5 minutes before, you're going to get a cigarette because that felt so good. But once again, this is how you sell AAA here tonight. Dynamite could have started with an ovation for the match. Then Rampage start with the video of an attack. That's where I would go. And then right off the beginning, you could show this happened immediately following Dynamite. That would have been perfect for me. But I do agree with Darthwick. We do need the layers of this stuff going on. And I do appreciate how they're starting to develop something decent, not only between Callis, Omega, and Page. They're, in a way, the last few weeks, it's looked like Callis has been trying to get Omega away from the Bucks. He's trying to get him to focus on a singles career. You also have the BCC versus the Elite feud coming up, because it's almost obvious that the BCC made their attack on the Bucks. You got Hangman Page, who really thinks this fight should be over. There's no reason to have it. Which, based on this all happening, it looks like this match is heading straight towards Blood and Guts, which should be Jon Moxley's signature match. let's also put another coin in the bin for the fact that this might be the first match in 3 months where Moxley is not bled for his match. His match against Stu Grayson, he did not bleed tonight. Which I think is the best way to put it there. The women's feud, it's pretty much cut and paste what they had last week. I hope they develop into something moving forward here because it's just the same old shtick running through. It's tough when you have Taya Valkyrie and Jade starting to become the prolific women's feud in AEW when you have as many talents as you do on the roster. Don't get me wrong, they're great talents, but I'd rather see a multi-person setup like this actually get the thing they do, right? Women's Stadium Stampede is coming. I hope so, JJ. We've been talking about this, and I seriously do hope that that is the case. I hope that we do get that. I hope we do get that set up, and I do hope we get that match. But that main event, like, you want a billboard for Triple H, just, there, watch this. You don't even need to clip that match. Just show them the whole damn match. From start to finish, that was one of the absolute amazing matches in AEW. Period. Straight up. Straightforward. And I really do hope that it does lead to more matches going forward with AAA. And I hope it does increase your buy rate for AAA as a organization. So